Greetings and salutations once again, my lords and ladies upon the YouTube. It is I, Sir Metaphys, noble knight, errant of the Curry Kingdom, welcoming thee once more to your 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Upon which every day, for 100 days, we shall be dueling with a different deck every single day. Today is yet again a day of the olden Highlander week, upon which every deck we shall be playing shall possess one card of each copy. Therefore, we are on the 20th day, and today is the most hellish abomination of a deck, for it combines not only the greedy Quasar, whatever this is supposed to be, I don't want to know what it is, some sort of demon, but we're combining that with other hellish abominations, such as the Cyberdark monsters, the Shaddoll monsters, and the dangerous monsters, in order to send many a hellish fiend to the graveyard, upon which their evil powers and machinations shall manifest themselves. It is not my personal cup of tea to be playing a deck such as this, but that is what I was given, and therefore I shall play it. Hopefully tomorrow's deck will not have cards such as these, but that's just my preferences. Regardless, we shall be venturing forth into the olden yugioh Pro, and we shall be smiting our foes with our mighty cards forthwith. Therefore, if thou wish to desire the cards that we are playing in this deck, it shall be displayed at the end of today's festivities. Until then, let us boldly stride forth and duel our opponents with honor and dignity. Verily, my lords and ladies, I welcome you to the first joust of the day. My sword is upside down. There we go. And we shall be journeying forth with today's deck. It is an odd thing. Preferably we go first, but we prefer to do damage. So it's what we would call a going first to go second sort of deck. So we shall be going forth and see what sort of hand we can open with. An interesting affair. Let us see here. Many different cards here. I shall summon forth this evil bug creature. This is the Gale Dog, a card that we have in the Curry Kingdom, in fact. It is an interesting creature, but basically what it can do is that I can pay 3,000 of mine point lives in order to send a monster from mine extra deck to the grave. Regrettably, my opponent stopped me from doing this, but such is the nature of this game in your world. It is mostly about stopping the opponent from doing things. Regrettably so, but it is what it is. We shall search forth the Cyberdark horn. I was planning to do many different cards here, but unfortunately my opponent said no. Let me think on this for a moment. Let's get rid of the dog now that his effects is no longer viable to us. And we shall let's start it from there. We shall activate the dangerous Thunderbird and see what that brings us. Sadly, the Great Quasar is gone. Well, sadly for us, but not really, because it's an evil demon. I don't want to see it. But basically, this monster is what our deck is loosely based upon. For it is trying to summon itself to the board, and it will gain more power as it destroys monsters upon the field. Let's see. Do I wish to banish any cards? I suppose I can banish my opponent's card. That would be good enough. I don't need to banish any of my own cards. That's really not something I need to do. I shall send that there. I'll set this card here. And let me think. I suppose I shall summon forth this creature, the Blackluster Soldier. I wish for a mighty warrior to stand by us. And this monster is quite potent indeed. So we shall see what our opponents can do from here. They do possess cards. What do the cards do? We don't yet know. What is this? The Bonfire Spell. Fascinating. Let's see what they're trying to do first. Before we do anything, because I am able to use this trap of ours, the Shaddoll Schism card. It's quite a nasty card, but it allows me to fusion summon on my opponent's turn. Let's see. Special summon monsters can become pyro-type monsters. Target the city. Fascinating. Fascinating indeed. You have this field spell of yours. What does it do? This adds an Ashened card, I see. I shall activate now my Shaddoll Schism then. And I shall use its power to summon forth the Shaddoll Winder monster by removing my Shaddoll Wizard Boy and this evil bug creature to summon her forth. So long as she is upon the board, and my opponent does have a dark monster, so I shall send it to the graveyard. Basically, both players may only special summon once per turn, which is truly in keeping with the Curry Kingdom, of course, because we don't need to special summon monsters that often in order to win our duels, so This will keep things nice and fair. Both players are restricted, therefore, it is quite fair indeed. Although my monsters are already on the board, so it's really my opponent's fault for not winning at rock, paper, scissors. So we shall see from here. What shall they do? What is this even doing? Is it still doing something? Yes. So my opponent will be able to add their card from their deck to their hand. Let's see. They shall add another monster from their deck to their hand. Chaotic elements. But see, they're part of evil. They're using chaotic powers. Therefore, they're heretics. They must be put down. Let's see. So she'll search forth a king of Ashened City. Clearly, an inferior king to the Curry Kingdom. But he is quite unregal indeed. Let's see. Let's see. Target effect monster to negate its effects. Accursed fool, you have stopped Windup, but only temporarily. Only temporarily indeed. And even if you have stopped her, you haven't stopped Mind Soldier. Mind Soldier is still quite potent and on the board. Let's see, what is this doing now? Summoning forth another one of your Ashened creatures, I see. You shall summon forth your hero, but he shall be smited. For my hero is bigger. Does it do anything else? Destroying my monster. That is unfortunate, but it is fine. As we are playing Yielded Highlander format, one must remember that if we lose our cards, we must simply move to the next set of cards. We cannot get ourselves bogged down if one of our cards is lost to us. That is not the way for this deck to work. We shall simply focus on the cards that we have on us, and if we lose something, we shall gain another. So let's just see first. So I have my Soldier of Chaos. Quite the monster indeed. I can use it to start removing my opponent's monsters from play. Also, I've drawn into the Monster Reborn spell. That's very good. So let us start forth with the Cyberdark Horn. This monster is summoned forth. It shall equip a monster from our grave. This creature does call itself a dragon, which normally I take offense to. However, something to take note of is that does not look anything like a dragon. Therefore, I'm on the fence about it, but it's whatever. What is this doing now? Let's see. Again with your impermanences, sir. That I have no honor. Is that the best you can do? I don't think it's going to help you very much. I suppose I could have summoned the Greed Quasar or this, but in this situation, it works either way. So, now that my opponent has done that, let us stride forth. I shall strike down his monster with my Soldier of Chaos. Doing so allows me to banish one of my opponent's cards, or make my monster stronger. I think I wish to banish their field spell. I don't think I want them to keep this around if possible. Oh, wait. This does have effect if it is banished. Bit of a mistake on my own part. I didn't read that part. I should have simply made my monster stronger. Either way, it would be fine. Although I suppose I'm still going to summon something stronger than the Winder monster, but that's whatever it is. Whatever it happens to be, we shall deal with it. Besides... Very well. I could banish that monster as well, but I think we'll just leave it at that for now. This monster is smaller than mine, therefore we should be fine. So what can my opponents do now? The Ashened monsters are up on the board. More of your chaos. Let's see how well it does you. Let's see. There are no cards in the field spell, sir. I do have my own field spell. It is quite the devilish one, but we do have it. Let's see, this adds another Ashened card. I assume you're going to get another one of your field spells. This Ashened City. Nothing like the Curry Kingdom, of course. There is no Ash in the Curry Kingdom. It is a glorious city, built in reverence to the god above and the King Karibo. Therefore, it is a most lovely place. Alright, so you've summoned forth your field spell yet again. Very well. I suppose now that he will be able to do something. What is this doing now? Taking control of my monster, you say? Quite the interesting technique, I suppose. So, you're going to give me this giant dragon, and you're going to steal this monster, which I suppose that's fine. It's not like Winder will do him any good. Now that we've special summoned forth the Vidos, You won't be able to special summon anything else. So, let's see. Very. Very well. Very well. Let's see where this goes. I do have a plan for this. I do know that I must removeth this Vidos from the board as soon as possible. Now Mirage will return itself if I so choose, but I shall leave it in the grave for now. I don't need a mutant rabbit. I need other things. Now I shall reclaim mine Shaddoll window. Let's see. Regrettably, I can't use mine Shaddoll fusion spell at the moment. But such is the way of things. Let's see. I shall get rid of these 2 cards and summon forth the SP Little Knight. When it is summoned forth, I might banish one of my opponent's cards. So I shall banish thy king, but he's no good. He's a no good king and he must be dealt with. Now what? Let's see. This card sent to the grave by my opponent, destroy all monsters upon the field. Well, that won't destroy my Little Knight. I suppose it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be such a bad thing to keep my SP Little Knight alive. I don't see a problem with this. But you'll get your monster back regardless, I see. Well, regardless, your monster will be destroyed. I will still do damage. And, oh wait, no, I can't do a damage. I always forget with this Little Knight, she prevents the direct attacks, which is such a silly thing. Regardless, I will get back my monster, he'll get his monster back. But without a field spell, what can you do? You need that in order to summon your filthy dragon spawn. Let's see. Let's see. Very well, you're preparing yourself for a fusion summoning. That could be rather difficult. Shall see where this goes. Summoning an evil shaman, you say? To get back the king once more. But again, without the field spell, what can you do exactly? Let's see. Hand or the field as the materials for a summoning, you say? Very well. You shall be forming a fusion summon, using all of your cards to summon forth this creature. Can't be targeted by monsters, can't be destroyed by things. Well, our monsters are evenly matched then. Destroy all spell traps the opponent controls. Send an Ashened card to the grave to destroy that card. But I can't target you. Very well. So destroy mine trap. Well, my trap doesn't do anything for me anyway. So I'm fine with this. Very well. Vidos, the Dragon of Darkness. We shall see where this goes. Very well. I shall activate my spell, the Shaddoll fusion spell. This allows me to fusion summon myself. Now, my opponents can negate this. Or they can destroy my card, rather. But that won't be a big issue. Very well. That doesn't stop the fusion summoning, by the way. So I don't know why you thought that would work. Let's see. I will... which card do I wish to send to the grave? That is a good question. I shall send forth mine Cyber Dragon. And I shall set forth... There are many different options here, that's the problem. I shall send forth the Shaddoll Falco. That shall summon forth mine construct creature. And that'll activate many different effects right here now. So the Falcon shall revive itself face down. This I can use to recover my window later. And the construct will send another monster. The point of these Shaddolls I have found is that when they are sent to the grave by card effect, they send more of themselves to the graveyard. In this case, I shall send the Beast, which will draw me another card. And the one good thing about the construct, which is, it destroys cards. I can't destroy this. Although this could work. Hold on, let me double check the effect of this. I think that will work just fine. Indeed. I shall summon forth the Shaddoll Windy, which is clearly some form of witch or something, or possibly a tropical dancer, I'm not sure. But I shall use the Dogman. Normally, as a proud knight, I would simply slay a dogman, but in this case, he will weaken my opponent's monsters, allowing me to strike his monster down, and my opponent surrenders like the coward they were. It wasn't even game yet, but apparently, I was too much for him. So, there it is for the first duel of the day. As you can see, our deck is quite potent, and we shall show it off in more duels today, and attempting to summon forth the greedy Quasar, for we have done much else the rest of the deck does. But let us go forth into duel number the second. Verily, my lords and ladies, welcome to the second joust of the day. We shall boldly stride forth. Let's go second this time and see what happens. Very well, an interesting opening hand indeed. We have many different cards we can use here. I have the Cyberdark Cannon. I have mine Keel. I have mine Trap. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. Very well. It's a lot of cards to be setting upon that board right away. Shall see where this goes. Regrettably, I don't have any cards for getting rid of the cards that my opponent sets down, but that's fine. Doesn't matter too much. We shall activate the Cyberdark Cannon, sending that from our hand to the grave to search out another monster. In this case, I'm thinking, what is this? Skill Drain, negate the effects of monsters on the field. Well, that is quite unbecoming. Very well. I shall search for the Cyberdark Chimera then. Let's see where this goes. I still have my invasion trap. This will allow me to get my monsters still equipped to my monsters. I won't get the attack boost, but it'll have to do, I suppose. Let's set a couple of our cards, and I shall activate the dangerous Jackalope. I don't know what a Jackalope is supposed to be. It's quite a weird-looking creature, but compared to some of the cards I have in my deck, it's actually quite tame. Regardless, what is this? The Welcome Labyrinth Trap. Unfortunately, I've discarded the Jackalope monster, but that will simply have to be what it is. I'll get another monster regardless. So I shall summon forth the Giant Water Snake. It is quite large, after all. And now that my opponent has done this, let me think. Don't have a lot, but I shall summon forth mine Keel. Even though it will not be able to use its effects, it is at least a monster upon my board. Very well. So having done all that, yes, I'll have to use mine invasion trap to get things started here. But now we shall end our turn and see what my opponents can do. Let's see, the Lady Labyrinth, it is quite a large monster, but its effects are stopped. So unless they get rid of the skill drain card on themselves, then it won't do them much good. Let's see here. Very well. Very well indeed. What is this? Battle Mania. All monsters attack. Do not change the positions. All monsters must attack if able. Very well, I was going to attack anyway. This works just pleasantly for me. Works quite well indeed. Alright. So, what we shall do is the following. I shall... Actually, I think I can make that work for me. I think. Possibly. Yes. Super polymerization, indeed. I shall be using this trap in order to fusion summon using my opponent's cards. I don't really trust that monster as far as I can throw it. The Cyberdark Chimera will then activate its effect. When sent to the grave... What? Mere wall. Out the attack of the opponent's attacking monsters. Fascinating, I suppose. Let me think. I haven't sent any of my cyber spells to the graveyard. Normally, this is where I would use the Cyberdark Worm. But we shall send forth the Claw for now. As such, I shall activate my next spell, the Shaddoll Fusion spell. With this, I might fusion summon using the dark monsters I control. And in this case, I will use Squamata, and I shall use the Starving Dragon, where it has done its job. It shall summon forth wind upon our board, and Squamata will use its effect to send another card to the grave. In this case, I shall be using the Shaddoll Dragon monster. What is a dragon? Oh, it says it's a dragon. It says spellcaster. I don't know how that works, but regardless indeed. So now that we've done that, we shall send forth Destroying the skill drain trap. I'd rather my monsters have their abilities again. And I shall activate my Cyberdark invasion trap now. Allow me to equip one of my monsters onto mine keel. This way I might equip myself with the Cyberdark Claw. Very good. And thanks to the keel, we shall see where this goes. I shall attack with the keel first. And this will have mine attack. It's not great. However, thanks to mine claws effect, I might send a card from mine extra deck to the grave, such as the Elder Entity. When sent to the grave, he destroys a card upon my opponent's board, thus destroying whatever that was, and my opponent's foolishness exposed. They were trying to trick me with something. I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. Certainly nothing honorable, though. Therefore, we smelt it quite handily. The Ashened player was far more honorable than you, and they were quite drab. That's just how it is. So, let us go into the third duel of the day. So far, my opponents are quite disappointing, but at least our deck works quite well. Very, my lords and ladies, I want to be the third joust of the day, and we shall boldly stride forth. We'll go first once more, as we do. Opening our hand, we see... If I activate my Cyberdark Horizon spell, they'll send forth light and dark machines, and this shall search me out my Cyberdark... Let me think. I shall get to the Claw. The Claw, I think, will get me my most, as they say here in this world, the bang for the buck. I'm not sure what a buck is, but what does male deer have to do with anything? I'm not sure. But this will let me send another card from my deck to my grave. So in this case, I shall send the Cyberdark Worm for later. For now, though, I shall use my Cyberdark Claw. With this, I might search out my Cyberdark Realm spell, and I'll be able to open up with a fairly decent start. I will have the Realm. I shall get forth the Cannon. The Cannon will search me out another Cyberdark monster, and then I will be able to summon it. Very good. I shall summon forth the Horn. It's the most intimidating of the bunch. I think I will use that intimidation factor in order to destroy my opponent. We shall summon forth our monster, and considering the cards that I have at the moment, I suppose I'll equip the Cannon for now. Unfortunately, I don't have the trap that allows me to get them both. Let's see. Do I need back my Cyberdark Realm? Possibly later. I'll use the Cyberdark Worm's effect, yes. That will revive itself from my graveyard, and then allow me to recover my Cybernetic Horizon spell for later. Just in case I happen to need it. Now, I can't do anything from the extra deck this turn, because I did that, but that's alright. I don't need to. This is why we play the Shaddoll Fusion spell. That is a quick spell. In case I happen to need to fusion summon on my opponent's turn. So now we shall see what my opponent is going to do. I do have this very nice Cyberdark Horn monster. What is this? Dimensional Fissure. Shall I activate my El Shaddoll Fusion spell then? That's why I summon forth El Shaddoll window right now, before you're able to counter my graveyard. Better luck next time, sir. Better luck next time. Now, regrettably, this does stop me from using my Cannon's effect. Oh wait, no, it would have if he'd gotten that off. I apologize. I got that mixed up there. But yes, if he had done that, it would have stopped my Cannon. That's why we had to stop him. That was very important. What on earth is this? Metaphys, something. Some kind of something here. What is this? Okay, that's Worms. And Worm is just another word for dragon, of course. So it's just another opponent that I'm fully in my rights to destroy. What is this doing? You're weakening my monsters. I'm not a big fan of that. Alright, what is this? Ragnarok. Fascinating. You're simply banishing all of my cards. That's not very good for me, considering all of my cards are at 1. Not good at all, actually. Well, there goes the Green Quasar once more. I just can't get that monster up on the board. Here's what it is. It's simply one part of the deck. It's not like it's my one and only thing I can do, therefore it's fine. Regrettably, window will be destroyed here. But I suppose it doesn't matter too much. What is this doing now? Summoning a Metaphys monster from the deck. Alright. Banishes all special summon monsters. Well, that is rather unfortunate. But it's not the end of the world, for I shall use my cannon's effect now, sending forth one of my monsters from my deck to the grave. In this instance, I shall get the Squamata monster. That way I can send more cards to my grave. I shall send our Winder monster. And finally we shall resolve upon... Oh, the Falcon got sent to the grave. That is unfortunate. I guess the Beast monster will be set on the board. I was hoping to get the Falcon, because that's better here, but it's neither here nor there. My point is banishing mine cards. I shall simply have to make do with what I have. Very well. Let's see. Banished in the end phase of the next turn. I feel that's not quite a problem for you, is it? This card is banished, and stand by the next turn after it's banished, I would assume. Shuffle itself into the deck to banish another card from the deck. I see. So the whole concept of your deck is to remove yourself from play in order to activate multiple effects. I see. Fascinating indeed. Although why you insist on banishing my cards is beyond me. Maybe it's an unintended side effect. It's hard to say. Unfortunately, I think... Yes, they banished that card. That's one of these Metaphys cards. They banished another two of them, and they're all worms. Mod dragons for me to slay. Alright, so that will return to your deck. What does it do? That searches your monster. Very well. What does the other one do? Alright, that one go back, and then you will banish another card. I did read this one, so I know what that does. That'll banish this trap card, which I believe, when it's banished, gets you yet another card. I can understand. When my deck, I am as well trying to search as many cards as possible. That is what I want to do, so I understand this to a degree. It's just, sometimes it's rather infuriating as well. If I had another one of my Cyberdarks, that would be wonderful. I shall set forth the Cyber Horizon to the grave. I don't need it right now. I don't think so. Alright, so now the Tyrannical Dragon will activate its effect. What does that do? Can I check? It won't let me see what card it is. Alright. And that'll summon forth... you'll summon another monster. Alright. Well, very well then. I will say you're dreadfully low on cards now. I assume that's not a problem for you. But it is something that one should always be concerned about. Very well, so we shall search forth our Cyberdark Inferno. I truly wish I had my... unfortunately, my invasion trap was removed from the play. Not ideal by any standard. Very well, the Dangerous Chupa. With the Dangerous Chupa's effect, shall summon itself from that board. And then, forth, my monster will activate its effects. I shall get forth this aerial monster, and we'll once again go for the dangers. They're quite chaotic, but they're quite good at the same time. So we summon forth this monster. Summon forth as many monsters as possible. That's just what one must do. I'm surprised with how many cards I have that I'm still able to do this, but it works for me. Let's see. Has to be a face-up card. I was going to get rid of this face-down card if possible. But this works too. We can summon forth the Dangerous Bigfoot. We have our Cyberdark Edge monster. What cards... Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. I don't want to banish their cards so much. I'll banish their spells, I suppose. That's all they really have. I don't have anything of mine I need to banish. So I won't, because why would I banish my own cards in this situation? That will do. Alright, so what do I have in my graveyard? I don't have a lot in my graveyard, so I'm going to have to try something here. Let me think about this. Alright, I shall use forth a monster to summon forth The mutated rabbit. Have we done this? These do... What does this do if it's banished? This doesn't do anything if it's banished, so that's good. So summon forth the SP Little Knight. We shall banish one of my opponent's cards. Perhaps I should banish the face down card. I don't know what it is, but I'll banish that instead. Ah. Very good. Alright. Let's see. 2 or more effect monsters. I need 3 monsters with different names to summon this creature. Alright. So now let us go ahead. We're going to summon forth as many of our monsters as possible. To summon the Lustrous Soldier. Finally, we shall summon forth the Excesco Talker, my old compatriot. For he is a mighty knight indeed. And he shall be very powerful. I do need to hurry my turn, though, a bit, as I'm almost out of time, which is not good. So I shall destroy this. And I'll destroy one more. I shall summon forth back my Cyberdark Edge. This will allow me to equip the Claw monster. And I should be good here. So we shall strike our opponent down. Strike down the dragons! Very good. And then I shall attack with mine Edge monster, sending forth a monster from mine extra deck to the grave. In this case, I shall send forth the Garura monster to draw another card, hurrying to end mine turn before it's too late. Oh no, is there anything in my graveyard I wish to revive? I don't think so. No, I shall end my turn. I think that will be fine. I think that should be fine. Now, granted, my opponent still has cards they can play, but I've done what I can. Regrettably, I don't know if it'll be enough. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to make my monster indestructible or whatnot, but I can use my Shaddoll Schism Trap. Although I think do I have any monsters I can summon still? I do. I still have the App Cologne monster. I can summon that creature, correct? Unless I'm mistaken. If I can look at my extra deck or my graveyard for a moment, I can tell you for certain. Let's see, where is Ariel? No, Ariel was banished, unfortunately. At some point. I can summon somebody. I'm not sure who it is, but we'll find out in a minute. Let our opponent do things for now. We'll see where this goes. I still have my Excesco Talker. It is quite potent. So we'll wait until the end of phase. We'll wait until this turn. My Clockwork Knight spell. Quite good indeed. What does this do? If your opponent specials with a monster, target a banish Metaphys. If a Metaphys is banished with its cards in the zone, target a card the opponent controls and banish it. Very well! What does this do? This card's targeted for an attack. Let's see. Target a Metaphys. Alright, so if I simply destroy it, though, I should be fine, right? I'll simply destroy it. I shall activate my Shaddoll Schism Trap. And I shall summon forth... I shall summon forth this creature. App Cologne. The reason being, for it will summon itself out and negate mine opponent's trap card forever. Therefore, they won't be able to use it anymore. Or potentially... Oh yes, because I summon a monster, he does get a monster back. But this will still be negated. Granted, this will still activate its effects. But it won't be able to destroy my cards. So that's good. Very good. Alright. Let us activate our spell, the Clockwork Knight spell, to turn everything into a machine. And we shall activate once more the Monster Reborn spell to revive one of our monsters. Let me think. It has to be normal summoned. No, we won't use that. I can summon one of his monsters, but no, I won't do that. I shall summon forth Bigfoot, for he is large. I think that's a good reason. There we go. Very well, let us stride forth. I shall attack with mine Cyberdark Edge. which can attack directly. I don't think that matters too much. I think I don't need to do that at all. I'd rather destroy their monsters. I'd rather destroy them indeed. So anyway, the Cyberdark Claw will activate its effects. We shall send the Intis to the grave, with which we shall destroy the Keystone monster. That way, it frees up the place for my Excesco Talker to strike my opponent down. Most excellent showing indeed. Alright. Well, normally I would end today's festivities here, but I think we've earned one more match for the day. It might be a little long for today's festivities, but don't worry, some duels by evening moonlight will be good for the soul. So let us move forth into one final joust. Very well, my lords and ladies, I welcome you to the fourth and final joust of the day. Some nice jousting by moonlight will do us some good. So we're going second, which is unfortunate, but depending on what my opponent does, I do have my Shaddoll fusion spell. Ah, the Dogmatika monsters, I see. I see the servants of the church are here. Very well. Makes sense, we're playing a deck around darkness, so if we're going to be dueling against anyone, I would rather it be them. Truly indeed. Alright, so we have the Ecclesia, the virtuous monster. Let's see. Unfortunately, they don't summon from the extra deck as much that I recall. So I'm not so certain that I will be able to use the Shaddoll fusion spell. But we shall see. We shall see indeed. Alright, so now you shall summon forth one of your ritual monsters indeed. Summoning forth the White Knight of the Dogmatikas. It'll allow you to send a card to the extra deck, to the grave, indeed. That way, you'll be able to get out also the Albazoa monster. It's not ideal for me. I'd rather you not go for that, but let's see where this goes. I suppose it makes sense that we're having a trouble with this deck, considering the fact that we are playing darkness and we're up against a light deck. As one must understand, the darkness cannot face the light, especially when considering like the Curry Kingdom and things of that nature. So we'll send forth all the cards that we actually want sent to the graveyard. I think that'll work quite well. That's 4 of them anyway. Let's see, is there anything else? 5th, 6th, and yes, of course. I mean, most of the cards we're sending will activate some form of effect, so that's good. So we shall use 4th. Let's see. How does this one work? Unaffected by fusion. Yes, indeed. Yes. So we shall use the App Cologne Fish, which will negate, or that'll search as a card. It was on the board, it would negate something, but it is not upon our board. We shall use our Elder Entity here. What does this one do? Send a monster, look at your opponent's extra deck. Very well. I shall remove their White Knight because, well, I have to play the Devil's Advocate at the moment. Not that I want to, but it's what I have to do for the moment. So now with all of this said and done, I shall send one of my Cyberdarks to the graveyard. I shall attempt to destroy my opponent's monster, but I suppose that didn't work. That's fine, I suppose. Let's see here. Will not be easy at all. Let me think about this. I suppose I'll add my Shaddoll Schism. I'll discard one of my cards, being the Worm. I suppose this can't be destroyed by monster effects as well. Oh, right. This protects all of its monsters. It's not just the one. Well, that's alright. Confirming 9 cards. Very well. Send another card to the graves. Show me what it is you fear. The Cyberdark Dragon? Fine. That doesn't matter to me very much. Alright. Let's see here. We'll get another card. I assume this will be Ecclesia once more. No, it shall be the Iris Sword Soul. Very well. I have faced these monsters once before in most glorious combat. Although that was with a more potentially robust deck, so we shall see where this goes. Let's see. If I summon a monster from my extra deck, you shall simply use that, I see. I see indeed. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. I should have destroyed this spell when I had the chance, I suppose. But regardless, we shall see where this goes. I shall set forth a card from my hand, and another. Let us activate our dangerous monsters and see where that goes. We shall see. Well, Bigfoot will go ahead and use his effect. I shall rid myself of Albazoa, seeing as it is not protected from my Bigfoot, I should say. My opponent will once again get rid of a card from my extra deck, which is regrettable, but what have you. Shall destroy my Allure of Darkness, but that's fine. That is completely fine. Let's see here. I shall set this card as well. I shall activate my Dangerous Chupa. See where that goes. Alright, Dangerous Chupa will revive the Bigfoot. Very good. We'll summon this monster. It is stronger than this one. Although... Oh, right. You have this creature, I forgot. That will summon Ecclesia the Virtuous, indeed. Well, this is rather unfortunate, I suppose. Let's see. And if I summon from my extra deck, you shall simply destroy my monster. However... let's see. Let's see. This card's in the graveyard. Machine monster. Send a monster. Summon this card. Yes. I shall use with Cyberdark Worm. See where this goes. Because if I summon from my extra deck, he can simply destroy what I summon forth. Which is a bit of an issue. So we'll have to be rather careful about this. Let us enter our battle phase. And see what happens then. Dogmatic punish. Well, of course the darkness will be punished by the church. But come on, boys. I'm on your side here. Alright, you're just going to return my monster to my hand. Let's see. I suppose I'll attempt Bigfoot one last time. Unfortunately, that didn't work, but that's alright. We'll set our monster, we'll end our turn. Well, this is rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate. My opponent was quite ready to counter what I was attempting to do here. So I'm not certain I can win in this situation. Difficult to say. They have too many monsters upon their board, and I don't have the cards ready to counter what they're trying to do. I do expect the light of the church. It's a little too much for darkness. It's just unfortunate that I have to be on the side of darkness at the moment, even if it is just a card game, still. Still indeed. Alright. So, unfortunately, my opponent is going to keep sending their cards to the grave, which is going to allow him to get his cards back. So, it's really going to... Oh, wait, he can use both of these? I see. And you're going to destroy the wrong card. I see. Very well, you've destroyed my Shaddoll fusion spell, which is unfortunate, but I suppose it's not the end of the world or anything like that. Well, unfortunately, I think there's very little I can actually do here, much as I hate to say it. But we're going to have to go ahead and simply summon a monster regardless. It won't do us much good, but I'll summon forth mine El Shaddoll Winda either way. Either way, I think that the light of the church is about to run me over, as they say. He's going to summon out the white relic, and this can make his monsters stronger as well. What was it that this does? Level 8 or high. Monster summoned from the most extra deck. Ah, yes, of course. Of course. So now he's going to make his monsters significantly stronger. Very significantly stronger. So, I think we've been bested. As much as I hate to say it, for most of my extra deck has been destroyed. I don't have the right cards in my graveyard to counter this, so let us proceed to the end of screen. I shall, of course, continue to fight valiantly, but I will not trouble you with the sad state of this. As much fun as it is to watch the darkness being defeated by the light. Verily, my lords and ladies, our triumphant march with our Cyberdarks and our Shadows and our Quasar, who did not show up today, went 3 out of 4 jousts successful, which is quite good. That's quite good indeed. I could have ended it at 3, been perfect, but that's alright. Today was a day of just doing extra things, for it is, of course, 20th day. We are 1 in 5 days done with the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think we done ourselves a good day today. So, I hope thou did enjoy today's festivities. If thou did, click the like and the comment and the subscription button below. Look, See that? I'm clicking buttons right now. I know if I see those words on the screen, that's what that means. I've clicked buttons. You can too, of course. Increase the morale and the population of the current kingdom by clicking those buttons below. And for now, I shall say fare thee well as always. Alright. So Lord Metaphys did say I need to read the deck list, of course. I did forget last time, but it's alright. I'll do it now. So here's the deck we shall be playing today. That being our Dangerous Bigfoot, our Thunderbird, our Ogo Pogo, the Dogman, the Nessie. We have the Green Quasar, of course. We have the Shadow Beast, the Cybernetic Dragon, the Cyber Worm, this other dragon, which is a spellcaster. We have a Squamata. We have the Mothman, the Chupacabra. We have Nail Shaddoll Ariel, Cyberdark Chimera. We have our Keel, the Horn, the Edge Cyberdarks, as well as the Cannon and the Claw. We have our Wendy. We have our Big Snake. We have our Proto-Cyber Dragon Monster, our Hedgehog, the Jackalope, which I still don't know what a Jackalope is. We have our Evil Fly, of course. We have the Falcon. We have our Lure of the Darkness, the Foolish Goods. We have our Fusion Spell, our Horizon Spell, the Card Destruction Spell, Terraforming. We have Cyberdark, Impact. We have the Foolish Burial Spell, Monsters Reborn. We have El Shaddoll Fusion, Super Polymerization, the Cyberdark's Realm, the Clockwork's Night. We have Inferno Cyberdark, which is of course hell, from where the Cyberdarks come from. We have the Cyberdark Invasion and the Shaddoll Schism. The extra deck, we have things like our Evil Mutant Rabbit, the Secure Gardener Creature. We have our Little Knight. We have our Soldier of Chaos. Love that guy. We have where'd it go? Yes, our lordly friend, the Excess Code Talker, a proud knight indeed. We have the Sayusha Skull Dread, which is a dragon, but thankfully never sells the thing. We have the Mud Dragon of the Swamp, who says he's a dragon. A very sorry-looking dragon, but that's what it is. We have the Elder Entity, the Shaddoll Winda, the Garura Monster. We have our Apcolone. We have Cyberdark Dragon. We have the Starving Venom Dragon. Too many dragons in this deck, but luckily they're a very small part of the deck after all. We have, of course, our Shaddoll Construct and the Cyber End Dragon. As for the side deck, various other cards for making various other plays involving the Shaddoll monsters, or going into getting the Clockwork Knight spell, things of that nature. It's all just whatever you want to play. So that was it for today, everyone. Tomorrow's festivities, if I can look ahead to what Lord Metaphys has made. This is a deck with warriors in it, so you know it's going to be a good one. So it's a deck that seems to be around Ignites and Tenya monsters and a Griffin, apparently. Hopefully we get to slay this monster. But regardless, that was today's episode, everyone. I am glad to have had you there for all of our wonderful jousts and duels today. And I shall see thee upon the morrow for the continuation and near finale of the Highlander week. So I shall see thee quite soon.